Hello, welcome back to Knights of the Old Republic. There is more shit in D&D going on, but maybe we'll get to it a little bit later. Because there is shit happening. Let's see. Captain, I disapprove. Hano? What is your problem now? Must you always question my authority on this ship? You've brought a Jedi on board the Orion. The old captain would have never allowed that. Remember what we discussed. It's the only way. Even if he means well, we must still use him. Don't be stupid. It's just a matter of time before the Jedi learns the truth. I heard they can read minds. For good or ill, the captain's decision is final. Just don't say I didn't warn you. Right, so after all, this guy is patrolling the, and not so much streets, the corridors, because of us, because I might cause some trouble, because they want to use us, even though they asked for our help and shit. So how are they trying to use us? Hard to say, but it is interesting that they managed to create a cutscene that happens just before we as a character are gonna learn everything about what they're plotting, which reminds me of the Old Republic, where the all-knowing narrator presents everything to the player, and then soon enough the character gets this information one way or another as well. Now, I'm not really sure if it's good or not, but it mimics the later things, and yeah, this happens in the vanilla, the base game as well, when Malak talks about sending Darth Bandon and Calo Nord around. So there is precedence in this game for the mod makers to have done this like that, right? So this is, let's talk with Pazak player. Well, we probably won't talk to the Pazak player, since he's just gonna play, and we're not gonna play Pazak. He probably gonna offer a lot of money as well, because, you know, again, we've picked up 1,000 credits off of bodies we've created. We've killed people to make those bodies. When we fought Damon Drexel, we've picked up 3 of each grenade in a box over there, so he might offer a lot of money, but I'm gonna have to pass on that. Pazak? Huh? Pazak? Are you totally insane? Pazak?
Drugs.
No, we're okay.
Drugs.
This is our... No, thank you.
Drugs.
First place, wait, I'd actually want you to strangle yourself. No, we're not gonna just fucking kill him. Fine, I'll play. That's the only option if we want to. We're gonna go with no. No, thanks. Pazak? Yeah, exactly. Well, he's a really one-note fucking character. Even the Mandalorian had more to say than that. Alright. I guess if we really need... well, because they put in this minigame, right? The Pazak play. Sarah Degana's supply shop. Are we gonna be buying things here? Well, you know, I won't be buying anything, but that exists. M4, H4. This astromech droid doesn't seem to be functioning properly. Kick the droid or do nothing. Do you want to risk it exploding again? Let's not do anything first, and then see what's gonna happen. Don't even think about it. You're still talking? Alright, so good. Now, with the Pazak, that minigame has been inserted right here if you really need to play it or really need money, I guess. But I'm wondering if they're gonna insert swoop racing anywhere in the mod. I don't remember if they did, so it might be a surprise that I won't take an opportunity off of. I'm not gonna participate in anyway. Alright, so what's her name again? Sarah Degana. She's gonna be an important character. First off, because she talks. Second, because she's not low poly model, and third, because she's quite unique. And I also quite well remember her quite well. So Sarah, let's get acquainted. I would like to welcome you on the Orion. I am Sarah Degana. Yes, it's already eerie, it's already weird, isn't it? Yeah. We have never met, yet you look surprised to see me. Can I see your stock? What do you do here? Well, she's probably a thing. Well, we're supposed to go over everything. We have never met, yet you look surprised to see me? Forgive me, it wasn't my intention to make you feel uncomfortable. I just haven't spoken with a Jedi before. What do you do here? I am the Orion's merchant and am responsible for distributing supplies among the ship's crew members. Also, when the Orion docks, I trade with the locals. After buying and selling our merchandise, I usually acquire enough credits to purchase enough food and medicine to last for the next journey. Right, again, a massive fucking block of text. The alien speech wasn't enough to carry it on, or carry on long enough to cover me reading it. Maybe someone reads faster, but that's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to just look at the text and not say anything. We've established that at the beginning of the playthrough. She's a trader, so she's not in Orion's crew? Or is it just... she's just like a front, like a sales representative when the ship lands and she's tasked with selling all the shit that the crew collected. Maybe like that. What do you do here? That's what she does. Can I see your stock? Certainly, I've managed to gather quite a variety of stock from the different planets we've visited. Right, Jedi Seer Robe, that's a unique item. Defense bonus 3. How costly is that? 21,000 credits. I can afford it, but again, as usual, I'm not gonna be buying it. Max dexterity bonus, wisdom plus 5. Oh, that's pretty good actually. These are robes which once belonged to Jedi Seer, Force users who specialize in all elements associated with visions. Belong to a Jedi Seer. Force users, to, you know, because often Jedi just goes for plural for Jedi as well, and Seer, that's already weird. But there is a, what is it, like an article, I'm pretty sure, A, which means this is a singular. So a Jedi Seer, Force users, that's wrong grammar. All right, more Pazak cards. Oh, fucking advanced combat implant. If you want to buy that, bonus feat. Blast weapon focus, heavy weapons, melee weapons. It's like essentially all shooting things. I don't know if it's custom or not, or if it's like similar to what you could buy legally, legitimately without the mod on the Yavin 4. And Dominator Gauntlet, 5 strength, dexterity, still targeting opsticks, yep. Right, so that's that. We're not giving, well, we're not buying anything from her. We're not getting anything. We move on. Yeah, remember Sarah. Do you think she's important, judging by the loading screen, where her face is prominently featured in the middle of the fucking screen? Crew member? I wish the crew members who left with them and Drexel were still here. In fact, a few of them still owe me credits. That looks like something we've already been over there. No, we're not getting anything new from here. Right, so what's in here? Ah, the bridge finally. Seems like since we're already here where the cutscene happened, we're about to learn what the fuck is going on actually here, right? Hano Chano, that's a guy that had some issues with us. Or we could keep exploring. Let's keep exploring before we get ourselves into more questing, yeah. So door, Beastmaster Joel. This is where, well, and there's one more room, so this is starboard section locked. Tukata. Oh, hello. System loaded. Slice the console. We might slice the console. We got some spikes. Oh! It's the Java that's a Beastmaster. Oh, right. Beastmaster Joel. And Cole. So it's like Blastmaster from Mad Max? Is that what the reference is to? Cathound, nothing. Oh, I can talk to Cathound. Cathound looks at you. It appears to have been heavily sedated. You put your hand on the cage, do nothing. Well, let's interact with the lore. You put your hand on the cage. That's a bad idea. I suggest you move away. Alright, it also... Human loose hand. No fun for Joel to watch. It says you put a thing... right? What am I fucking saying? Put your hand on this into the cage. Into? Oh, not on? I must have been wrong about that. Put your hand into the cage. Shouldn't actions be bracketed as well? Because it seems... Maybe I'm wrong. Because it struck me like weird. I don't know. Let's see. Let's try again. Do it again. No? Alright. So, Cole. Welcome, human. I'm Beastmaster Cole. What exactly is a Beastmaster? Probably taking care of the beasts. A Beastmaster is someone who cares for the beasts during transportation from location to location. I, Cole, am the Beastmaster, as is my counterpart Joel. Cole. Joel. I'll be going. Cole. I am Cole. What would you like to know? Aren't you a little small to be handling these beasts? Yeah, he can be eaten in one gulp, by the bigger ones at least. I want to learn more about Joel. Why don't the beasts want to attack me? Because they're in the fucking cage. And also you've noticed that they're heavily sedated. Wow, a stupid question? Yes, please. They have been sedated. It is for our own safety and yours. Right. They have been sedated, and then the Toccata and the Couldnt. What kind of question is that? It's not even tell me about the Toccata. It's just the Toccata? Just like when people text you with LOL and then question mark. Are you asking me whether you're laughing out loud? The Toccata? On its way to Narshada Steakhouse. Chilled Toccata brain is a delicacy among the huts. The Couldnt. On its way to traveling space circus. It will be tamed and then taught tricks. Let's go back to my previous questions. What would you like to know? Aren't you a little small to be handling these beasts? Judge me by my size, do you? I am perfectly capable. All right. He sometimes gets me small beasts to pet. Small beasts are soft, fuzzy, and fun to pet. I want to learn more about Joel. He's my ill-tempered counterpart. What would you like to know? Oh, he's a Gamorrean, right? Human keeps human big nose to human self, or Joel cut your new noses. Forgive him. His logic is limited to violence and then more violence. We should continue this another time. Well, what a duo. Let's talk to Joel. And don't come back, you disturb beasts! Forgive his ignorance. He has a limited intellect. Yes, indeed. Why are you partnered with him again? Oh, it's locked as well. Maybe it will open up once we push the story forwards. Joel. What do you want, human? Come to disturb beasts? Great line. Amazing. Let me try that again so you can get a good sample. Beasts? Human disturb. If you're looking for an intelligent conversation, you're looking at the wrong place. So, yeah, that's solved. Alright, let's push this story together forward. Well, there's Hanno. There's still Hanno to talk to. They'll probably have nothing to say because they're a general. I heard this ship wasn't always called the Orion. Under the Republic it had a different name. Sure. What is with the Orion's mechanic? I can't say I've ever met a Duros like him. I wonder if those dialogues are shared between... But then again, he speaks Durosish. Durosish, yeah. So, this one should be speaking Huttese. Anything else? No. When the mutiny occurred and Demon Drexel was forced into exile, he took some of our finest what? I've been having second thoughts about my decision to rebel. Looking back, Demon Drexel was a good captain. Shit. Come on. Since the mutiny, things have changed. We used to be smuggling. My god. He took some of our finest men with him. That's the line. We used to be a smuggling ship, but now we're a trading ship. Yeah. 2 above boards for you? Yeah, well, maybe they did all sign up for piracy, but then again, maybe some of them gotten old and wanted to take care of families, so they stopped being fucking criminals. You? I wish Kobayashi didn't leave with Demon Drexel. He would have made a much better captain than the one we got stuck with. Kobayashi, probably in reference to Star Trek, because, you know, Star Wars and Star Trek are so similar. Things have changed in the last few months. Apparently the Orion isn't a smuggling ship anymore. Apparently you're serving here for months, idiot. That'll be all for me, alright. So, Hano-chano. What's up with you and why were you complaining to the captain and why can't we talk to you about that? I have nothing to say to you, Jedi. We don't need your help. What do you have against Jedi? Thanks, it's always nice to be appreciated. Your opinion is neither needed nor wanted. Well, we're picking one, right? Your opinion is neither needed nor wanted. Let's just say I don't trust your kind. Jedi are bad news. Yeah. So, we're getting the same response no matter what we pick. Again, illusion of choice, you get to roleplay, but maybe just a little bit more effort. Drix Galoot. Right, yeah, I'm thinking, because I might have had something to say about the cutscene when Drix came up to us in the quarters back in the further parts of the ship. But nothing comes to mind right now, so... Drix? Torik, I have a bad feeling about this voyage. I feel as if Demon Drexel himself could appear at any moment now. And this voyage reminds me of the olden days, Torik. The life of a smuggler was quite the adventure. Right, so the captain now. Let's go. Captain. Not even a name. Greetings, my friend. I'm the captain of the Orion. Allow me to thank you for everything you have done for us. Your help has, and continues to be, invaluable to us. Ah, right, I remember. When you get up, or when you're presented, when the cutscene starts at the beginning of this module, you say that you get up and shit, and then you stretch out with the force, or stretch out with your perception. First off, again, as usual, kind of, I don't know, it kind of stands out to me. You stretch out with your perception, that's not something you can do. Stretch out with the force and do it through magic, maybe, but the sentence itself just strikes me as very weird and very, very impossible. You know, I know, we are a Jedi and have magic, and yet it's still weird to me. So that's one thing, and the second is that stretching out with perception, stretching out with the force, reaching out with the force, these are phrases way more common in Knights of the Old Republic 2, when you're being trained by Kreia. Here, this doesn't happen. The only really, well, there are 3 Jedi. 4, right? You, Bastila, Juhani, and Jolie, and none of them give you any tips, clues, give you any training, guides you. None of them guides you through the force to help you gain some more experience, really. And none of them tells you stretch out with the force, stretch out with your perception. So that again, if you play the second game, this line will look like it's more suited to the second game, since that's a phrase that happens there. Right, that's what I wanted to say. Can I ask you some questions? Can I not? Can we leave and then what will happen? Do you think it will just trigger the next thing because we talked to the captain and the flag is stuck to the captain, so if we'll be going now, events will happen? I don't know, but we're doing the lore. Can I ask you some questions? If it is information you seek, then it is information you will get. What do you want to know? Right, a lot of questions. Why do you need me again? We are on a long and potentially dangerous voyage to deliver a special merchandise to the Arroyo system for safekeeping. Should the worst happen and exchange learns of our location, we need you, a proven warrior, to defend us. Let's go back to my previous questions. Tell me about the Orion. The Orion is our transport, our means of income, and most importantly, our home. There should be a hyphen, not a comma. Tell me about Demon Drexel, the Orion's original captain. Demon Drexel is a man both revered and feared amongst the crew members of the Orion. He is responsible for creating this haven, and ultimately nearly bringing about its destruction. What do you know of Demon Drexel before he created the Orion? I know little, if anything, of use, though I have been able to derive that he was born on a planet named Onderon, and at some point served in the Republic Navy. Creating this haven. Also, we ask about the Orion, and a most important question is why the fuck is it a hammerhead cruiser? Well, yeah, cruiser, as opposed to anything else. And again, the answer is because the developers only could retexture already existing models, locations apparently, instead of making new ones. Creating this haven. Yes, Demon Drexel was the man who stole the Orion from the Republic and then reshaped it into the haven you see around you this very day. So he stole the ship. How do you steal a cruiser? Though that haven did not always take the form of a trading ship. As captain, Demon Drexel felt it necessary that we engage in activities of a more illicit nature, namely smuggling. Again, there should be a hyphen, I think. There. That's what you get when you don't have professional editors to go over your dialogues, and instead you just fly by the skin of your pants or something like that. Yeah, and well, you're American, so you cannot be wrong in how you spell things or write dialogues or some shit. Creating this haven, nearly bringing about its destruction. Again, it's not that there are questions that the character would formulate, it's just quotes of what he said. Even though I might say that, it was never how the character responded to anything. They always formulated their own questions to ask about details. Like, tell me about how Demon Drexel was about to cause the destruction of Orion or something like that, instead of just verbatim quotes from what the character just said. Nearly bringing about his destruction? I'm sure that you have heard one of the Orion's crew speak of the mutiny. It was a necessary act which saw Demon Drexel stripped of his captaincy and then exiled from the Orion forever. Exiled? That's the phrase you would use for crew of a ship? Why was Demon Drexel stripped of his captaincy? Demon Drexel was always the strongest of us, and would show no hesitation when making tough decisions, regardless of the consequences. He was a good leader, he was our leader. But after we destroyed the formidable, our Republic cruiser which had sought to destroy us, he changed, for the worse. He became a very cold man, with questionable methods, and an even more questionable ally, the Exchange. And so it simply reached a point where we, the Orion's crew, had to put a stop to Demon Drexel, or we all would have faced the consequences of his actions. We chose to mutiny against his command, and were there successful in ousting him from captaincy. Though when Demon Drexel left, so too did those who were still loyal to him. Chief amongst them was an Arcanian named Kobayashi, whose loss was felt by all of the Orion's crew, Sarah Degana especially. My previous questions? tell me about the Orion's crew. I'm sure you're already very familiar with some of the Orion's crew. Baka. Oh, fuck. Tell me about the Orion's mechanic. He is an unusual character, but a dependable one. Our mechanic was one of the first, besides myself, and then Captain Damon Drexel to crew aboard the Orion. To crew aboard? To crew the Orion, more like. He doesn't speak much of himself, but from what I have gathered over the years, he was once a heavy gambler who had wasted far too many credits on Pazak, and then something or another again, as usual. Tell me about Drixkalut. Drixkalut is currently my second in command. Unlike the previous captain, I trust him with a great many things, including the handling of the Damon Drexel meeting on Tatooine. His grasp of galactic basic was at the time questionable, but he has improved a great deal since the mutiny. I bet he's sitting on his phone running the language learning apps. Tell me about Serra Dagana. Serra Dagana is one of the more mysterious members of our crew. Having joined us under the most unusual circumstances, she rarely talks about herself or her past. Now that I think about it, the only one she ever really opened up to was Kobayashi, an Arcanian crew member who left after the mutiny with Damon Drexel. Opened up to, again the wrong two, though she has done a wonderful job of managing the supply store since Lueko Khtiba, the previous crew member with that position, was tragically killed during an encounter with the Republic. So yeah, Khtiba again mentioned, alright, and Serra Dagana being mysterious. Now we're very interested with the Arcanian named Kobayashi and his friend Maru, I bet. Tell me about Ponda Khtiba. Like his father, Ponda Khtiba has served on the Orion well. He was a steadfast supporter of my proposed captaincy during the mutiny against Damon Drexel a few months ago. I would trust him with my life. So it was his father after all. Ponda, tell me about the Beastmasters. Cole and Joel are the crew members who are responsible for handling any and all of the Orion's life cargo. Because of this, they are often called the Beastmasters. I would only advise discussion with the smaller Beastmaster, Cole, as the larger one, Joel, has the typical Gamorrean charm that I'm sure you are familiar with. Oh, so would we be able to ask about the Beastmasters if we haven't gone there first and didn't know about them? Would we just had this premonition about asking about Beastmasters? I don't know, that's weird. Walon Vow, is that the Mandalorian? Whilst it's true that Walon Vow was born a Mandalorian, rarely does he act like one. Having been raised as the son of a rich Coruscant senator, he spent his childhood not on the battlefield, but in various academic institutions. Wow, and then Hano Chano, the guy that we already know is all against us, and we can't ask about that still. Well, maybe it's not that well implemented after all, talking about this all-knowing premonition that we knew with the cutscene, but then we were here and only now we were able to interact with things in the Old Republic and in situations in the base game here, when Bandon and Kalonord were sent out. They were sent out, and we had no ability to interact with anything to clue us in about them coming for us. And once they appeared, they were already there, so the confrontation started. Or altercation even. But here we can just ask why Hano was all against us, and why are you trying to use me here, also in secrecy, instead of giving me the plan, telling me the plan or paying for it, or trying to kidnap me. What's the ruse? What's the ruse? We don't get to ask, even though we all know all about it. Hano Chano. Along with Serra Dagana, Hano Chano is one of the more recent additions to the ranks of the Orion. He rarely trusts others and has not yet learned to respect the authority of his superiors. I would recommend that you limit your dealings with him. His superiors, that is to say, me. Only me. And also don't talk to him, because he'll spoil our plan to you, I guess. Tell me about yourself. Having served as the Orion's second-in-command for many years under the former Captain Damon Drexel, I was often shocked by the viciousness of his methods. I chose to bide my time and garner support from the crew members who shared my concerns. Eventually, we successfully mutinied against Damon Drexel and then exiled him. Soon after, I became the ship's new captain. Look, I don't know why the last line isn't displayed at the top of the screen when they talk. Fucking wish it was. Let's go back to my previous questions. What else is there? What is the merchandise? Whilst Damon Drexel was still captain, he was scheduled to deliver what he called an item of great significance to his exchange contracts on Nar Shaddaa. Later, when he had left the Orion, he contacted us and requested that we deliver his merchandise to him. Yeah, what is it though? At first I agreed, but now I have discovered the truth behind the merchandise. It would be grossly irresponsible of me to deliver such an item to the exchange's hands. I'm afraid I cannot reveal its secrets to you at this time. It's not personal, I assure you. I don't trust you anyway. Previous questions? That's it, finally. I'll be going now. Before you go, may I ask a small favor of you? No? What do you have in mind? That depends. What would that favor entail? It's hardly even about role-playing. It's both what is it, and neither of them is really that much meaner, or I'm just that evil that I can't tell. That depends. What would that favor entail? It has come to my attention that Sarah Degana, the Orion's resident merchant, requires some help. Speak to her for more information. Sure, so that'll be our quest for the next time. Looks like we haven't talked about the D&D, but not much of a loss, don't worry. So, thanks for watching, hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully we will see each other in something I play for you for free. In the meantime, of course, subscribe to my channel, interact with all the videos on it, preferably by watching and sharing them around, and if you don't like the content, it's entirely your fault.